Hey everyone, and welcome back to my Completionist playthrough of the Baldur's Gate Saga with SCS. And in this episode we're going to fight some serious mages. So for that we need to rearrange our spells. And since these mages are going to be really high level, we're not going to be too effective with remove magic. At level 4 I'm going to get rid of this spirit armor, that still Edwin can provide that for us. And we're going to get secret word. Here I'm going to get some spell shields. And at level 6 there is a pretty difficult decision to make, because I do want to have protection from magical weapons. It will come in handy in some encounters that are coming up. I would also like to have protection from magic energy, because Lavok, who we're going to be fighting in a second, is a necromancer, as we know, and I think there's a really good chance that he's going to have some horrid wiltings at his disposal. But at the same time, I would also like to have Globe of Invulnerability, because this is going to make us immune to Spell Thrust. And that's going to mean that his Spell Thrust is not going to be able to consume our Spell Shield. And I'm taking all of this into consideration because Senashira is going to have a nice 1v1 duel with Lavok. And I think in order to make him use some more powerful spells to get through our defenses, I am going to go for a Globe of Invulnerability. And what we can do actually is get this belt from Anoman. That it's going to at least provide us with 50% magic damage resistance, which might be enough. Anyway, we also have a lot of other characters that we need to rearrange the spells of, but let's first level them up. So Anoman is going to be level 14. He's going to get access to level 7 spells now. Yes. Very nice. And of course he's getting closer to getting the best skeleton warriors out of Animate Dead as well. But anyway, let's take a look at his stuff. This is kind of a nice level 4 core selection for him, but now that we have some more slots we can get a little bit more extravagant. And I think I'm going to go for this Death Ward, because these instant death spells are going to become more and more common from now on. And having at least one Death Word is definitely warranted. Here at level 5 I'm always thinking about Righteous Magic and when should I spare one slot for that, because Anoman would be able to get some use out of that spell for sure. But for now I think the way to go is just more chaotic commands, honestly. This is just such an amazing spell, you know, it lasts for a long while and it actually protects you from more than it says, because it does not state here that it protects you from stun, for example, but it does. So never enough chaotic commands, basically. And level 7 now, there's definitely a few notable spells here. First off, Shield of the Archons, that we've seen Mogadish use in the previous episode. Like I said, this is kind of like a spell trap, spell deflection type of protection. That gets better with levels, actually, because the amount of spell levels that it absorbs is equal to half of the level of the caster. So right now it's 7 for Anoman, but it's going to get better, and we're definitely going to memorize some in the future. Some other spells, Finger of Death is a really dangerous spell when it is used against us by opponents, but I'm not a big fan of actually memorizing it on my guys, because it takes a level 7 spell slot, and the save versus spell penalty is only -2, and when they do make their saving throw, the damage is not that impressive. Firestorm, on the other hand, is way better than most people think, I feel. Because, first of all, it's a level 7 spell, of course, so that matters in a lot of cases when it comes to actually, you know, delivering its effect. But it's also an AoE cloud type of spell, which means that it bypasses single target protections. And also, what is not stated here is that it bypasses magic resistance. So for that reason alone, it's definitely worth it to have some in your arsenal. Of course, the downside of it is that it inflicts fire damage, which is the most commonly resisted type of damage, but still, it is useful. We have Gate that we can summon a fiend, a pit fiend to be exact. We also have Holy Word for good clerics. It has its uses, especially considering its very short casting time. And then since Anoman is still neutral aligned, we also have access to Unholy Word, which is much worse. What else do we have here? We have Sunray. Of course we have access to it through Daystar, and then later on we're going to have another item, the Helm of Brilliance, that is going to allow us to cast that. And then we have the 3 symbol spells. Symbol Death it does allow a saving throw, and then everything with more than 60 hit points is immune to it, so it's not that useful. Then Symbol Fear, especially with SCS, a lot of creatures are just innately immune to fear, or they are protected against it. But Symbol Stun is something definitely worth it in some situations, because it's save versus slow, has a save versus spell. It comes with a -4 penalty, and although this is not a party-friendly spell, still it's useful in some situations, because you know, stun is a powerful effect. But for now, I think I'm going to go with that Firestorm. Now, Jaheira, we need to think about your stuff as well. And I think I will do the unthinkable and unmemorize Iron Skins for now, and get back some Insect Plague, because I think in one of the upcoming encounters there is a good chance that we're going to get a lot of value out of some Insect Plague. And also Edwin, we have to level him up. Oh, and now he has access to level 6 spells. Very good. Very, very good. Can give him some slings. And now we can look at his stuff. I think we can get more Secret Word. He doesn't have Spell Shield, but I think we can get more Breach, especially since we unmemorized Senashira's Breach. And like, look at all these juicy spell slots, man. So we can get protection from magic weapons, of course, on him. Oh, Edwin can give us some protection from magic energy. We can also get a death spell. It's always nice to have some memorized to deal with summons. And now, for the final spell, Mislead is very powerful, and for that reason I'm not going to use it, I think. Of course, I'm still not going to use Improved Haste for the same reason. And Pierce Magic, you know, it's basically a secret word that's 2 levels higher, with a little bit of lower resistance baked in, but not too much. But it is notable for the fact that it works on liches, whereas Secret Word doesn't, because of its level. But we're not going to be facing off against any liches in the near future, so on the other hand, we don't really have too much good stuff. You know what, I might go for a Nishru. Nishru is kind of like an anti-wizard summon. It's immune to magic and can drain their highest level spells, so I might use it in an encounter. Of course, it is still susceptible to death spell and physical damage, but might get it. Alright, and also, yeah, Valigar. What do you have, bro? Let's memorize some Armors of Faith on him, and here it doesn't even matter, but let's have that. And it actually, we're going to use that protection from magic energy, so I'm just going to switch the belts back, and it's actually safe to rest in the Planar Sphere. And now we are ready to meet Lavok himself. Alright, so what we're going to do is definitely going to protect Senashira with some chaotic commands, because I want to be a little careful with my spell immunities. Because there's quite a few different fights ahead of us, and I want to have some of them available. Sometimes as a reaction, there might be some cases when I want to like use spell immunity alteration in case one of these mages has like a sphere of chaos that I have to sit through, or sit in. But yeah, also we're not going to rest until this whole adventure is over, so I want to spread the use of my spell immunities a little bit. And so anyway, let's first buff up with the longest lasting stuff. So we're going to get that protection from magic energy, and we're going to also give her that death ward. It's also nice that death ward lasts for a long time as well. Okay, now we're going to give her some magic mirror images. She still has her own stone skin, which is nice in case some summons want to bother us with their physical damage. And now I think we're going to go with spell immunity to abjuration. And we're going to go for... Oh, I did that wrong. I should have used the spell shield first, because spell shield lasts for 3 rounds per level, whereas spell immunity is only 1 round per level. Anyway, a little mistake. And now we're going to go for that globe of invulnerability. Right, now we're ready. And we can also have Valigar come forth, because he has a unique conversation with Lavok.
You are the ones who have caused the sphere to travel once again. You fools! I was close to escaping! Lavok! You will die, mortals. You and your kind have stood in my way for far too long.
You will not pass. I shall fulfill my family's vow and end your hideous life once and for all.
And your intrusion has caused the sphere to leap back to my own dimension.
Well, before that he actually says, "You understand nothing, mortal. I am not who you seek. This be merely the body."
I have been denied the material plane. I will have my revenge.
So, it seems like there's a little bit more at play here. It seems like this is not the true Lavok, but we're going to learn more about that later. And thank you, Valigar. Now we can go to safety, and also we're going to give some scrolls to Senashira. We're definitely going to need some secret words, some breaches, and I didn't actually get them out. And we are most likely going to need that ruby ray of reversal, and now she should be ready.
What is it?
Alright, let us go forth. Let's allow Senashira to take over. Alright, so let's see what he has here. He has both Fire Shield's Globe of Invulnerability, Spell Trap, and Spell Shield, and then his Chain Contingency contained Improved Mantle, Horrid Wilting on himself. They will sometimes have that kind of thing, that if you approach them too quickly, I guess you can get smacked by that Horrid Wilting. And he also has Spell Immunity to Abjuration. But he doesn't have Improved Invisibility. So that means first we have to dispel his Spell Shield. And since he has Globe of Invulnerability, it means that we have to use our secret word for that. Alright, now his Spell Shield is dispelled. The next order of business is getting rid of his Spell Trap. And the first spell that can do that, and the only spell at our disposal, is Ruby Ray of Reversal. So we're going to use that scroll. Okay, he actually used his Warding Whip, and he already consumed our Spell Shield, and I think I will first want to renew that. Alright, he cast True Sight to dispel our mirror images. Doesn't matter that much. We have our Spell Shield back, and now we can focus on his Spell Trap. Alright, Ruby Ray is now used, but he has Time Stop, and we'll see what he's going to do with it. He casts Spell Thrust. I'm not sure if he's not aware that we have Globe of Invulnerability and not Minor Globe, and this Spell Thrust is not going to be effective. He also summons a sword, and renews his physical protection. So, anyway, of course this is ineffective, that Spell Thrust. And this sword, we still have our own Stone Skin, old Stone Skin on, so it's not going to bother us that much. Anyway, he still has his Globe of Invulnerability on, and his Spell Immunity to Abjuration, which protects him from Breach. So first we have to get rid of his Globe with another spell, another secret word, and then we're going to be able to Spell Thrust his Spell Immunity, and then finally breach him and like get to him. Actually, let's close the door here. Alright, so the secret word worked, and now all we need to do is get this Spell Thrust on there. Okay, now his Spell Immunity to Abjuration is down, and now we can breach him. Now we can finally get to him. Okay, our Stone Skins got cut through, but we're going to cast this breach from a scroll, so it's not going to be interrupted. And we should withstand some damage. Alright, cool. A Sphere of Chaos. Let's get out of that quickly. Alright, he renews protection from magical weapons. And I think I'm going to get a... oh, this sword is going to be troublesome. And I want this to be a duel. I could remove it with the death spell coming from Edwin, but let's not do that. Let's renew our Stone Skins then, just so it doesn't bother us. Okay, breach. He's going to... that's going to be soaked by our Spell Shield, but then if he does something now, it's not going to be pretty. We're going to get our protections dispelled, but anyway, we need... I think that Spell Immunity to Alteration, so that we can get inside that Sphere of Chaos and not get completely destroyed. Sphere of Chaos is a spell that has a lot of different... I think we have that. Can show that. yeah, it has a lot of different effects that it can randomly like bestow upon us, and some of them are instant death effects, like the disintegrate. That polymorph into a squirrel is effectively an instant death. So yeah, I'm not going to risk it. And now we can go in, and since he has protection from magical weapons, we can switch to our normal hammer and just hammer on him with it. He should be close to dead. Okay, he renewed his stone skin.
Where am I? The force that possessed me is gone.
But I guess that hit right before that brought him down enough to trigger this conversation.
What is this? Some manner of trick?
We're talking through this closed door. Who might you be? I can barely see you. I am your descendant, Lavok. I am Valigar Korthala, and I will not allow you to take my body to extend your life. Since you yet live, I shall end it now. Korthala, yes, I remember this now, my family. Oh, I am dying, Valigar Korthala, of that you can be certain. Nothing would bring me greater relief. Eh? I warn you, necromancer, I shall not be fooled. Nor do I intend to fool you, young one. I have been imprisoned in my own mind by that strange force for half an eternity. Death would be a blessing. Are you trying to tell me that you are not evil, that you are not the sorcerer who preyed upon his own family as a ghoul would, whose legacy has haunted my family always? No, no, I am he. I am all of those things that you have said, and more. I have spent half an eternity keeping that force from prying the secrets of the sphere from my mind. I could not unleash it upon my home. Thank you for ending its existence. And this should redeem you for all you have done. I say it as a fitting punishment. Indeed it is. I have had years of pain and anguish to consider my sins. I can offer to you nothing other than my sorrow, Valigar, if I had brought you pain. If I could call it all back, if I could go back and convince the man I once was that the sphere was a mission of pride doomed to failure. But I cannot. Death shall release me soon enough for my overlong life. I would ask one thing of you, Valigar Korthala, although I know you have no reason to grant it to me. I don't. What would you ask of me? I would wish to see the sky of my homeworld one final time, to be at peace, knowing that I have died in the place I was born so long ago. I am dying, and I wish to die there, under my own sun. In return, I shall tell you how to return the sphere to our own plane. I am glad that you entered the sphere when you did. I was able to keep from the force. The fact that the sphere had a defense against intrusion, it would automatically travel to another plane. A trap that would allow me to deal with the intruders at will. But that was another time. Bring me home, Valigar Korthala, and I will tell you how. This is not a trick. It is no trick, my descendant. I have no strength left for tricks, nor any desire. I humbly beg it of you. You are not the man I expected, Lavok. I shall do as you ask. Very well. The sphere is powered by the heart of a powerful demon. Our last trip now would have depleted the power source of the last heart the sphere had. You need to go out into the plane and acquire the heart of another demon. I know not how, but you must. Bring the heart to the engine room of the sphere and place it inside the golem there, and I will preset the controls while you are gone. But go quickly, Valigar. There are things that will stir in the planes and take notice of the sphere now that it is here. Go, and I will try to hang on long enough. Alright, so it seems like Lavok, during his planar travels, have managed to attract some kind of a mysterious force that, kind of took hold over him, but he managed to still retain some secrets and not free it. That's why, when he was still under the influence of that force, he said that he was denied the prime material plane and referred to us as mortals and stuff like that. So anyway, now that we are after the fight, I guess I am just going to get rid of that Nordenkainen's sword by using our death spell here. Okay, our stone skins are gone, which is not good. But anyway, I'm just going to wait out this Sphere of Chaos. And yeah, that has been a fight with Lavok. I actually forgot to mention that he was level 21. It's actually not the last level 21 mage that we're going to face off against in this place. But anyway, we get some scrolls. I'm going to wait it out because there are some rooms that I would like to visit.
What is it?
Alright. So Lavok is going to rest here for a while. And actually, I'm not going to go with all of the people here. I'm going to take just these three. Because this is going to be another one of these like Myconid rooms. And Senashira is protected with chaotic commands. Jaheira has the Shield of Harmony. And Kirinai can just add some damage from range.
Speak. Direct me as you will.
Because of course we want to, you know, avoid that confusion effect. It's just going to be a little annoyance here that I would have to wait out. Okay, they didn't even manage to summon any Myconids. And here we have some stuff. A lot of potions, which are very appreciated. Anoman is going to actually appreciate those potions, because he was running short. We have a sling +2, and Jaheira only has +1. Okay, so Jaheira is going to get an upgrade. And we have some bullets +1. Alright, and now it's time to kill some lizard peeps! So, some lizard men. There's actually very few of them in Baldur's Gate 2. We would have to, again, mention Icewind Dale when there's plenty more of these guys to kill.
Quickly and precisely.
Alright, they have some minor random loot. Actually, not you. And there are going to be some familiar items from Baldur's Gate 1, again, here. This axe is the battle axe +2, and that we got in from Gretek in Baldur's Gate City. And this is the Protector of the Second leather armor that normally you get from the Amazon ambush, I think, and then Ninjato +1. And we're going to identify these items later. There are going to be some more important ones to identify here. So I will use my glasses of identification for some more important stuff. Anyway, now, as Lavok said, we will have to power up the sphere to travel again and bring us home. And for that we need a Heart of a Demon. So now we're going to go out into this demonic plane that we were transported to and get ourselves some hearts. There's actually 3 that we can get here. And we're going to just clear this whole place out. First there's like a little encounter here. But yeah, there are going to be 3 proper demons. 2 Tanar'ri and 1 like an even more powerful one. And those are the demons that you can get the hearts from. So there are 3 in total that we can get. And here we are going to buff up a little bit. We are going to also remove fear, because demons in SCS, or fiends in general, very often have different abilities that fear you, and we're just going to buff up our physical damage capabilities, I think. And Edwin, you don't have to do anything for now.
What is it?
Senashira. Oh yeah, Edwin, actually you do have to do something. You have to give this spirit armor to Senashira. And she's going to renew her mirror images. We're going to buff up with Anoman. Alright, we're going to bless up, and we're going to haste up. And we're going to now protect our buffs with spell immunity to abjuration. Okay, now we're ready to go. So the first guy is here, Despair Mortal, for you have disturbed my rest. He's going to summon some imps that don't matter to us, and we just want to overwhelm him with our physical damage quickly. Actually, what we can do is maybe use a little potion of ice dust here. Maybe you can do that. And use that over there to make us immune to that fire damage coming from all of these different imps and whatnot. not attacking now. Okay, near death. Alright, he's gone. No, Edwin is going to be gone if I don't do anything soon. Alright, we need to get Edwin here saved. Now, of course, I know I'm dragging this fire beam over the other guys, but I need to be running with Edwin. He cannot cast right now. Okay, now he will be able to renew some stuff and be safer. I shouldn't have brought him so close in the first place. Okay, so here we get our first heart from that Tanar'ri, but like I said, there's 2 more. We're going to go and get them. And they cast remove magic, so as you can see, Kirinai and Valigar are already not under the effects of haste, unfortunately. Anyway, here we have like a Lea'liyl guy, and he is a slightly tougher version, and he also has some Morezi, and SCS of course gives them that invisibility, blur, and all that. They are basically kind of like ghouls that can still hold us, and I think I'm just going to get them out with a quick oracle cast. Oh, we are too far away. Let's try to pass it. Okay. Okay, Valigar and then Jaheira. I'm going to do a little chain here, passing this scroll. Alright, let's cast that oracle, and you guys can go in and attack. Valigar and Edwin are going to stay behind, I think. Well, Valigar can approach, I guess. Okay, so more dispel, and now Jaheira is also dispelled, which is not too good. Okay, so here are those Morezi revealed. I think we might even cast a little glitter dust in there. Okay, near death. Alright, cool. Now we can get rid of these little guys. And there's still the third demon in close proximity, actually. And you can see SCS, you know, like better calls for help, that intensified awareness, I guess, of the creatures. Actually made a group from over to the right join in. Let's just get rid of these Morezi here. You know what, we can actually throw in a little slow in there, since we have a bit of a crowd. And Kirinai is not attacking. Okay, almost everyone now has had their haste dispelled. And spell immunity to abjuration on Senashira has also expired, so now she is also vulnerable to getting dispelled. This is not good at all, since we still have that third demon to deal with. Actually, I'm going to keep Animan at a distance, I think, so that he can cast Remove Fear if necessary. You can switch to melee weapons now.
Yes. Oh, all right. Yes.
Well, she's not protected, of course, anymore. Let's go back to throwing. Okay, another remove magic over there, and we're done. Okay, that wasn't too bad. We can get all of these demon hearts as trophies. And I think since that other group joined in, I think this is basically okay. Some Morezi survived somewhere over here, or didn't reveal himself. Fortunately, they are not as annoying as spirit trolls with that invisibility business.
My weapon is of no use.
This should be fun.
Oh my god, and Senashira has been using that normal warhammer all this time. Jeez. Now this explains it. Oh my god. Oh my god, I think this explains the lower damage. I think she wasn't able to affect almost anyone here. Oh my god. And she was only She was only hitting with her offhand. Jeez. That is just terrible. I'm so embarrassed, man. I didn't even notice. Oh my god. That is just terrible. I'm sure someone out there was like screaming at their screen seeing that happen. It's like, what are you doing, you idiot? Anyway, we have what we have came here for. We have these demon hearts, and now we will be able to power up the engine. But getting to the engine room is another story altogether. And I think I'm going to cut this off here, because we're right about on time. And we're going to get on our way to the engine room in order to go back to home in the next episode. So I thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you there.